Hello and welcome to another edition of Tater TV for the Help Desk. Had a question from our order processing group about adding carton marks, and so I thought I would create a quick little video to see if this is really the best way to do it. I'm going to go into sales order detail, my favorite sales order. This is a live order that I have that I can use for testing. Shows only 8 line items, so I'll tell it to show me all 40-something line items on this order, 42 of them. And one of the things that we've noticed is I can select these things one at a time. Nice. Open it up, but it does not select the lower level ones. Okay, so let's unselect these. I can select these all at the top. Let's check the lower levels. Oh, and they've all been selected. I can unselect this one. It does not unselect the lower levels, or the adders in this particular case. So that's a little bit disturbing that that's the way that works. This is 42 line items. They don't typically show all 42 of them. If they want to put carton marks on all of them, one might assume that they would click this button, select them all. You probably know what it's already going to do. Select the carton mark. This is the global. I'll put line 1. I'll save it. Great. Close it. Okay. Well, it didn't go to the next one. Kind of expected it to go to the next one. Maybe the same way the configure does. Doesn't. I select it again. I'll put line 2. Save it. Gotta close it. Gotta navigate again. Click it. Wait a minute. This is line 202. This is an adder. Why does an adder have a carton mark? I'm not going to spend all the time on this going through the hundreds of line items that are on this, or probably 200 line items that are going to be on this thing that want carton marks. This is a bad way of doing it. So let's bail out of that. We'll turn off all the carton marks. This is probably what the next recommendation is, to go down and check and check and check and check and check. That's also pretty tedious, especially when you typically do not have all of them displayed. So they've got to do some, move to the next group, do some, move to the next group. But we can make this, let's look at this line item right here that has 7 of them. I would like to click that, go to my mark numbers. Oh, that's nice. I have all 7 of them. I can put, I guess it was line 8. 8. I can duplicate the lines. That's pretty nice. I have a hard time thinking that that is the best workflow that we could come up with. Maybe there's a feature here we don't understand for selecting just the parent line items and stepping through them. I don't know what it would be. It seemed like this button would be the one. If somebody could let us know if that is the expected or the proper workflow for putting carton marks on just the upper level, because, well, while all of these things are potentially a part of the cabinet, these ones that are 0 are not, but 0 isn't really a good indicator of it. Some of these are free adders when we have promos. We're not going to put the edge detail charge in a different carton from the parent item that it belongs to. Now, maybe there's other applications for this section of the order that would fit into, and we don't use those. So we need a recommendation for making this practical. We only do carton marks on larger orders. While this has 42 line items, it may seem like a larger order. It is typical of a full kitchen order. Anyhow, look forward to your recommendations on making this a better workflow. Thank you for watching Taters TV. I got to thinking after I'd completed that last video that maybe it would be better if I came up with some kind of thought or recommendation or brainstorm on what might work better. And here's what my thought is. We're on the screen still. If I've selected multiples of these, or potentially all of them, I still don't necessarily want to see all of these line items. So I'm not sure how to get around that without something like a data area or a view configuration on it. But if I've selected multiples of these and I choose to do the marks, I think what I'd like to have happen is that this screen right here loops through everything that I've checked and shows them all here. If I've got multiple line items on it, it can show multiple line items for that. The duplicate lines then, if I've put in one, would only cover for that particular line item, or potentially, I guess, if you want to. No, I think that's what I want. I think that's what I would want. And then this whole thing becomes scrollable. It needs a little bit more information for each line item than it has here. It doesn't necessarily have to be narrow. It can be wide. It shows the description of what it is. You know, one fire truck, one wall 33, whatever it is, so that they know what they're putting the carton marks on, and an indicator that would separate for each of them, just like you've done on this screen, would be good. You know, in our case, most of these quantities are less than or one, but there are cases where they've ordered several of things. So my thought on that would be that much like you've done on these line items here, show the carton mark, put a duplicate on it to push it to all this individual line items, or have a plus sign next to it so that it'll expand it. If I need to put 3 of them in the living room and 5 of them in the kitchen, then I can do that on it also. Like I said before, we don't do a lot of carton marks, but we probably do 1 or 2 orders a day that the customers requested for marking, and they've got, you know, more than the required 30 cabinets on the order, or items on the order. Anyhow, I got to thinking after I'd made that previous video that I had a suggestion on it, so there's a little supplemental one for it. Anyhow, thank you again.